Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here at my story at 10 o'clock in the morning. I hope all of you are ready to hear from Mofong. Today, we're very happy to have Mofong here with us. Should we do this? And for
how many
all
cups
of you,
of coffee have you had?
no need. 1 cup of coffee is enough already. We're in on live, you see. So thank you for joining us this morning live on Facebook. For those of you who are on Facebook, say hi to Mofong and probably introduce yourself. Selena say good morning. Hi Selena, welcome, and thank you for being on time. Let's see. For those of you, if you do have any questions for Mofong, do share on the comment section later on. We will definitely get Mofong to answer all the questions that you have. So make use of the time that she willingly spare with us this morning. Jean Lim also say good morning. Good morning, Jean. And hopefully all the questions will be addressed. Right, without much further ado, let's have Mofong.
Yes, thank you, Ellie. Yes, and good morning, everyone. Sorry, I can't really see your comments over on Facebook, but Ellie said once a while she will disturb me to sort in some comments or even some questions. So anyway, during my sharing, please feel free to, if you have any questions, please do type in the chat box. Yeah, and then Ellie will have some excuse to disturb me.
Yes, otherwise we only hear your
that
voice.
Is what you want, yeah?
I also want to talk.
Yes, you do, yeah. Yes, we are quite close friends. So please feel free to disturb her, not only me. Yeah? Thank you so much. So let's start the session. Yeah. Let me share screen first. Yeah. Okay. Right. Can be seen the screen?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Usually have to check, because I heard the story of the professor who, talked for 2 hours and then finally realized that, nobody can hear him or something like that.
Very sad, right? Nobody bothered to bring it up.
Yeah, that's right. So,
Okay, Selena say yes, she see your screen.
thank you, and can hear me, right?
I can hear you. I hope they do too.
Okay. Okay, so let me introduce a bit. I'm just going to share a bit about employment for persons with disability. And for those of you who are unaware, I'm actually from United Voice. Yeah, not United Nations. Sorry, we are a local NGO, somehow based in KL and Selangor. Our office is at Section 17. Lots of good food there, Eddie would know. Yeah, right. So what we call ourselves is the Self-Advocacy Society of Persons with Learning Disabilities in Selangor and KL. I'll explain later why we have such a long name. Yeah, but okay, hold on, yeah. Just introduce myself a bit, right? I'm the current lead coordinator of United Voice. That means I'm just in charge of managing the entire operation of United Voice, and I've been with United Voice since 2006. Yeah. I'm also a trainer and a job coach. So I've conducted many trainings, workshops, conferences on self-advocacy, understanding persons with learning disabilities, how to communicate with them and things like that, and how to support them, and also and trainings on employment support. Yeah, so I'm also a job coach trainer. I'm a senior job coach trainer under the Job Coach Network Malaysia. Yeah, so it's a coalition of people from various background, NGOs, JKM, Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat, even from Poteso, people from Ministry of Education, Ministry of Human Resources, and also a few corporate companies. So we are a coalition of all these trainers. And I conducted trainings, so I train job coaches, and I do a lot of training of trainers. Mostly participants from Malaysia, and also there are those who are interested from overseas. So that's me. Okay. So enough of me lah.
Cannot. I want to hear. I probably want to hear a little bit more. Must right. An opportunity for me to know you a bit better.
Thank you.
As a senior job coach trainer, I'm pretty sure you work very closely with a lot of Malaysian government agency, right? Earlier on,
mostly with JKM, Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat, under the KPKWM, Kementerian Pembangunan Wanita, Masyarakat dan Community, something like that.
Yeah.
They have a department called JPOKU.
Okay.
Jabatan Pembangunan Orang Kurang Upaya. So mostly we work with them lah, because of course they oversee the entire OKUs of people with disabilities.
Right. So only JKM, because I heard you also mentioned Perkeso.
Perkeso, because we have this job coach network Malaysia, and the entire job coach system is mainly JKM is the one that coordinates. Okay. Yeah, so some of the staff from Perkeso also they are the job coach trainer. Yeah, okay. Things like that.
Okay, so this job coach, what entity, organization is under JKM?
It's not an organization, it's not entity, it's just we call it how to say a system. A system that we've developed, all of us developed together. Of course, we got references from Japan. We did receive a lot of training from Japan to come up with this job coach system. No? And JKM mainly their role is to coordinate the trainings for any centers, any NGOs, any trainings, any government agency, in fact, any corporate companies who are interested to learn about this job coach system, then they will coordinate the trainings for them.
Right. So if let's say someone is interested to find this job coach, where should they go to?
To join a job coach training?
No, to get service from job coach.
That's a very tricky question.
Okay.
Because to date, I think we started this training since 2010, 2011. We've trained actually quite a large number of job coaches, more than I think 2,000 already, all over Malaysia. But I do hear that people do find it very difficult to look for job coaches. The thing is, when people train as job coach, after that they might not use or they might not become job coaches.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay.
So yeah, it's difficult to find a job coach to really do job coach stuff.
So for now, we just go and look for you, right?
Yeah. Well, most of the time it depends. You can go to your JKN.
Okay.
I run JKN, and then you can ask. Okay, I'm interested. For my daughter or son to look for a job, and I'm interested to look for a job coach.
Right.
Is there any available? They might or might not be able to guide you to one lah. To date, I'm not sure if you have heard of the PDKs, Pusat Pemulihan Dalam Community, or community-based rehabilitation centers. Yeah. Today I think we have trained almost a lot of them. To be job coaches, the staff of the PDKs. Yeah. So maybe
Okay.
they might.
So for now, we just go to JKM.
But we are, yeah, kind of lah. Also, like I say, also depends on your daerah. Things like that. Yeah. And also certain organizations, if you know of any OKU centers or what, they might also have trained job coaches there.
Right. Okay. There is a question from Selena. Do I need to have an OKU card to approach for job coach with JKM?
You don't need to have an OKU card, but preferably you have an OKU card in order to look for open employment.
Okay.
Yeah. Why I say that, because most of the time when we job coaches, when we approach a company, one of the benefits we say that if they hire a OKU, is they can get a double taxation.
Yeah, the benefit, right?
So for a company to claim that, they need to prove that the person is OKU, and to prove that OKU, you need to have the OKU card.
Okay.
But also the other thing is, preferably I will always tell people, please go and register. Please go and register. Okay, that doesn't matter you will get employment or not. Please go and register, because now our database, we have close to maybe about 500 over 1,000 OKUs that's registered with JKM. A very small number.
Yeah.
It's a very small number. I think estimate in Malaysia we have close to about 3 million OKUs. Right. Estimate, because WHO say each country at least 10 to 15% of our population.
That percentage.
Right. But of course, maybe they take into consideration the elderly and all those things. But still, 3,500,000 over 1,000 out of 3 million, and
it's still very
and it's still very little group. That's why usually we say the budget, and they are always put aside.
Yeah.
Because the government don't care what, they just see the number. 500,000, so little.
True.
Yeah. So that's why I always encourage, if able to, please go and get an OKU card.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There is another question from Logesh. I'll answer this.
I have not even started yet. Okay.
So I tell you, 2 hours maybe not enough, right? Okay. Logesh did ask where to apply OKU card in Kuala Selangor. Logesh, please go to your nearest JKM center. In fact, JKM website, you can actually download the application form, and then you're on a section H, you need to basically get a doctor to actually certify this person has OKU, unless this person has a very obvious disability, in the sense that either like one finger is being not there. So that's the one where they can actually walk in, and the JKM officer can actually help verify that you are an OKU. But other than that, you can download the form, have it fill out, and then just drop it off, because MCO, right, a lot of officers may not back in operation yet. They do have a drop box in front of JKM officers where you can actually drop in your application. So far in our past experience, because we had a JKM officer with us previously, I think within a month, the application was processed. So so that's to answer your question, Logesh.
One month lah, that's standard lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So you need the form. Thank you, Ellie. You need the form. You need the doctor's letter if needed. I think they will also need IC, personal IC. Also might need utility bills to prove where you are staying.
Okay.
Utility bills, we'll copy that lah, and then drop off. If you are able to get hold of officer, that's much better, I would say. But nowadays, you say drop off lah. But if you can get hold of the officer, get their name and get their number, because I would say, wait for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, call them up and pester them. I hope no JKM officer here. But...
Actually, they have an online system where you can actually track your application.
Oh, now they have car.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Because the officer
I need to update my information.
You need to update your
operating. So I say pester the JKM officer.
Later the JKM officer come after you. You kan ada banyak kawan.
Don't mind. They know me.
Okay, I shall let you continue your presentation.
Okay, so let's continue if there's no other pressing questions. Yeah. Okay. So okay, now I'll talk a bit about what we do at United Voice. Yeah. So this is our mission. Yeah, is to advocate and to ensure that persons with learning disability are given the right to education, employment, community living, and to be respected as individuals. Yeah. So a bit of history, how we started, and we actually started way back longer, back in 1995 as a very small group. I think started with about 4 members. And at that time, we were still not a society yet. It was just a small group supported by parents and another organization. So it was only 10 years after that, in 2005, it has grown. The group has grown, and then they say, okay, we want our own society. Bear in mind, these are all persons with learning disability, right? So they've gone through some trainings, they've gone through a lot of workshops and stuff. So they decide, okay, we want to start our own society. Let's name it United Voice. And to date, we are currently just the only society of persons with learning disabilities in Malaysia. What makes us so different from other organizations, right? People ask, because all our board members are persons with learning disabilities. Yeah, all my bosses are. So we have about 9 board members. Yeah.
Is it a must? So a person without a learning disability cannot be a board member?
No, so it's according to our constitution also. We are registered with ROS, Register of Society. In that it says only the members, and members can only be persons with learning disability. We actually cater to a lot of young adults. So membership is open from 14 years onwards. Yeah. And they have to be also all the board members have to be our members.
Right.
Okay. So okay, I'll show you all some of our members. There's Felicia, my big boss. Okay. That's James, our vice president. I will share his story afterwards. Yeah. There's May Yong, treasurer, May secretary. They have assistant secretary David. Yeah. And these are ordinary committee lah. Johari, Swet Ming, Miao Ching, Albert. Sorry, Miao Ching a bit shy to share his photo. Yeah.
That's why I was like, huh? Why
this one looks exactly like him. Yeah.
Oh.
Just kidding. Yeah. So these are our board members. 9 of them. Yeah. So most of them are working. Most of them are working outside. So they will meet once a month. Come back. Last time they will go back to the office, but now it's online. So once a month meeting, I will have to write a report for them and tell them things of what we've done, any activities we've done in UV, any decisions that needs to be made.
Right.
Yeah. So let's move on. So what do we do? Okay. Self-advocacy skills. Okay, so we do a lot. Self-advocacy is actually our main thing. That's why you see our name actually is very long. Okay, self-advocacy society of blah 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 blah. Yeah, so self-advocacy skills is very important. So we do a lot of trainings, not only for our members. We also actually do a lot of awareness of self-advocacy. And we go around to Malaysia to do that. Introduce self-advocacy to other centers. Yeah, I'll talk more about self-advocacy later. Okay, so of course we do a lot of awareness and trainings. Yeah, universities, corporates, and stuff like that. We do a lot of what we call DET, disability equality training. Last time we do a lot for AirAsia crew, Mars airline crews. In case any persons with disability come, how can they support them and things like that. Okay. Bear in mind all these trainings, right? We actually do it together with our members.
Okay.
So we will do some, but if they are able to do the full thing, then we'll let them do the trainings also. So yeah, it is good. I always say they talk to people, right, better than I talk. one. Nobody listens to me, but when they talk, everyone listens to them.
Wow.
I'm not sure if anyone listening to me now, but yeah.
What do you say?
It's true, you know. I mean, you know, when they speak up, I mean, it's more powerful, like this, you know, the message gets, you know, across and stuff like that. Yeah. We also offer peer support. Peer support, in the sense, some of our members are trained as peer mediators. So if there's any issue, you know, this member, you know, have quarrel with another member, or this member not happy with another member, we don't do the what you know, we ask them, okay, please go and find the peer mediator who are persons with disability themselves, so they are trained. You know, I think they open up more to them.
Right.
Yeah, things like that. Employment support, because I'll talk more about that later. Counseling, we also have counseling services. Yeah. And of course, we are associate member of Special Olympics Selangor. Very different from Paralympics. Paralympics, you're all, you know, but ours you have a Special Olympics. Special Olympics is specially for people with learning disability lah, or what they call intellectual disabilities. So it's also every 4 years or so they have something like a World Games or things. So our members get to participate in the World Games. Here also we do social sports for them. Yeah. Right. So that's quite important also, we find. Okay. So you hear me talk about self-advocacy. So of course I need to speak a bit more lah. So what is self-advocacy? Yeah. So it's based on the belief that persons with learning disability are their own best advocates to tell others about themselves and their needs. So that's self-advocacy. I'm not sure when I mentioned persons with learning disability, right? In Malaysia, right, it covers persons with Down syndrome, autism, ADHD, attention deficit disorder, and global developmental delay. We call them slow learners. They're just be slow in learning certain things. Those who have dyslexia, dyscalculia, all those. And also we have quite a number of them that have cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy more for the physical, right? You see, maybe they have difficulty, but we do have some who are mixed. Yeah, cerebral palsy plus learning disability. So we do have quite a number of them. So I estimate about 20% of people with CP might also have learning disability. Yeah. So this is to let you know that's what we cover for persons with learning disability in Malaysia. It's a whole range of them. Yeah.
Yes. And having said that, to join your member, you say that they must be person with learning disability, right? Yes. Do you then need them to have an OKU card?
I would say not all of them who comes to us have OKU card. So I will definitely encourage them to go and get the OKU card.
But is it a must? Like how do you
it's not a must. Outcome, some like you say is quite obvious, then we will let them join first, then we say okay, in the meantime just go and get the OKU card. Right. But some I mean you know, with assess them so many times, you kind of know whether they have or not. Some actually don't have.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Some maybe you can say the borderline. So borderline one, I will always tell the parents, can you please go and get a proper assessment. I mean, I'm not a clinical psychologist. I'm not a psychologist, so I cannot do a proper assessment. Right. So I will always ask them to go do a proper assessment first, or if they've already done, please go and get the doctor's report and apply for the OKU card. The reason why applying OKU card is very low, right? Of course, a lot of parents, of course, you know, various reasons lah. But last time the parents will say, "Ayah, don't want, so mafan, very troublesome, and don't know take too long. They don't know how to apply. Of course, one of the main things, I don't want to label my child as a person with disability. But I'll say, no, it's not labeling. It's more of you do bring them for proper assessment, then we will understand their condition better in order to support them." I'm sure you tell that to your parents, right?
Yeah, for us, because even the GKM officer who actually come on board with us, they basically said that even with the OKU card, you don't need to show everyone that your child has an OKU card.
That's right.
Only when you need it, like you got privilege, then you show your card. If there's no privilege, you can hide the card because it doesn't like attach together with your IC or whatever. It's a separate card that comes all together. So we do understand the concern. Yeah, but the thing is having that diagnosis, knowing that your child needs support, I
Yeah.
think that's the key to everything else, and know that
To the support.
KKM is
Yeah.
actually there to support.
Yeah. And for us, we think, disability is nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah, celebrate your disability.
I always say I am special, though I don't qualify for EKU card, but I'm definitely special because
So
you
to be
can
honest,
never find another me.
exactly, and it's part of being human and being in the society. So just embrace it and yeah, that's what I believe. Sorry, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I want to ask so to join United Voice membership,
Mm.
how much do they pay, and how does it work? I'm curious. That's why I'm asking.
Usually, we talk to the staff first, mainly me and another staff. We will talk, we will do some assessment. We also want to understand what are the family's needs and how can we support them, or whether we can support them or not. Not every family that comes to us, we can support them. We just
Okay.
want to understand them, and then if they are interested to join, then just fill in a membership form. Membership is only 30 ringgit a year. Per
Mm-hmm.
year. That's it.
Right.
Of course, if you have OKU card better lah,
Okay.
and things like
You want to
that.
push for
So
OKU
it's
card.
actually quite simple to join us as members. Yeah.
But generally, you do need to so-called interview the member.
Preferably you can
Oh,
talk to them lah, because also, I mean, if they join us also, they will have certain needs and support that they have in mind.
right.
Or we do have some people who just we don't have you don't need support. We just want to join as a member. They just want them to belong to something society. Then those parents, they just email in the form me. We haven't even met the
Okay.
the son or the daughter. And then sometimes we'll be like, this name who is it
Okay.
So preferably if we can meet them
So
also for us to get to know our members also.
you do have ghost members then.
We do have actually. Some I have not even met before, but they do pay their membership yearly, and things like that. Yeah. So just give us an email or give us a call, but call Susa to get now because we are not in the office all the time.
Right.
Just give us an email and then we'll get in touch with you. Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about the training that you actually do for members?
I will talk a bit more about that, but let me go through this self-advocacy part first. Yeah. Thank you for
Sure.
asking. Yeah.
Sure.
So, okay, I've gone through this line, right? Okay. So, this is very, very simple. Yeah. Self-advocacy is basically just speaking up for themselves. Yeah. So, I say, speaking up, don't they do that? I say, no. Most of the time they are very quiet one. We have a lot of members come to us very quiet one. But after a few years, I cannot keep them quiet already. But this is very important. They need to learn how to speak up for themselves, like we say, because they need to tell people, what they need and what they want. And I believe they are able to.
Yes.
So far, they are able to. You just need to give them the opportunity. Yeah. They need to be independent, of course. Yeah. At the good time, sometimes we do take our members out to take some public transport and things like that. Yeah. Learning to make choices, that is also very important. And I always say, it doesn't matter if they make wrong choices also. Yeah, but you just need to let them make, right? I'm sure you say that a lot for children also, right, Ellie?
Yes.
Yeah, you just need to let them make choices by themselves. You can guide them, but if they still learn to make choices, how can they learn from that mistake?
Correct.
Learning from that mistake is very important, than then at first learning how to make the right choices already. Then they might not learn from that. Yeah. Okay. So learning big choices also. So in UE, like say the committee is actually elected by them one. So every 2 years we have new committee. So there will be the one nominating the committee members, and there will be the one electing who will be a president, who will be vice president, all those things. And a lot of other things, other opportunities that we will ask them to learn how to make choices. Yeah. Especially the committee, they do a lot. They do learn a lot. Yeah. A lot of decisions for the society also, they have to learn how to make the decisions.
Right.
Of course, guided and supported by the staff. Yeah, like me.
Like you, yes.
Yes. So I guide them to always make the wrong choice, not you know.
Then they can learn, like never trust Mofong ever after.
That's also something they learn.
Yes.
How to trust and not trust certain people.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
also right.
It's all part of learning.
Yes, that's all part of learning. Yeah. Okay. Of course, this is also very important. So, of is knowing their rights. They should know they also as much rights as the rest of us. Yeah, the non-disabled. Okay. So we do bring it up to a lot of forums, a lot of conferences last time. Yeah. Everything to participate to learn more about all these rights and stuff lah.
Elaine Low say hi, Mofong.
Hi Elaine. Come up to kacau me, good friends also, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this conducting training for members. Yeah. So you see this one, the lady in red, she's Mei Yong. So she's the one who conducts together with me. So if you want to, our members themselves will conduct trainings. Yeah, so this one was way last year. There we were able to conduct trainings in the office. Now it's all online. Yeah. This one way back in 2018 for a whole year we were doing awareness training for Malaysian Airlines staff. So this is Clement giving part of the talk also. Yeah. Okay, for information, Clement is one of our artists. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is Sky. Yeah. Also sharing her. I think you just know her.
Very familiar, right?
Yeah, she shared this at your the ex place.
Yeah.
At college.
That looks familiar.
Yeah. So she also shares about her experience and so all these things, all these are exposure. Yeah. All these things we can they will be the one sharing. Yeah. Okay. So as a United Voice member, they will learn, like I mentioned, how to make decisions. That's very important. Give opinions, speaking up, giving opinions. Yeah, that's very important. And trust me, they can give their opinions. Yeah, and sometimes it's very good. Yeah, so in UV also any meetings we have, any planning meetings we have, they will be involved also. Some of the members, committee members will be involved. Yeah, they have to learn also how to listen and respect one another. I always say okay, you always want people to listen to you, but you also need to listen to other people.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I think that part also is planning. I say they also learn how to plan, teamwork, exposure, and of course very important responsibility. Yeah, I know they can speak up everything, they can all those, but they must also learn what is their responsibility. And if they know their responsibility, I think it does increase their awareness to want to go and work. Why I say that, right? After I share more,
Okay. James Kong
Hi, James.
From the VP.
Hi James, you're on Okay, after I'm going to share James' story. You have any questions for James, can ask him, yeah?
Oh, yes, great.
Okay, so this is a bit about United Voice. I'm sure some of the questions are asked already. So maybe I'll move on, yeah? Okay, so learning disabilities and employment. So of course, United Voice believe employment plays a very big part in helping persons with learning disability be seen as an individual who can contribute to society. So like I say, self-advocacy is a main thing of what we do, and we believe that employment plays a very important role in this self-advocacy thingy. Yeah. So we have been actively providing training and seeking employment opportunities for our members. Okay. So there's about 3 things that we do at United Voice. First, supported employment, social enterprise, and self-employment. Okay. Supported employment, yeah. So of course we provide employment to support members looking for employment outside. So to date we have close to about 40 over members working in various sectors.
Right.
We have 100 over members. I think 40, 50 over but last year maybe we have about quite a number of members who lost their jobs, things like that. So but thank goodness, quite a large number of them still are able to work. Okay. So here you see on the left, there's Kai Chung working at 7-Eleven. Sorry, he's not working there anymore due to various reasons. And that on the right is Izudin. He's working at the storeroom at the Parkson Grand Subang. Yeah. Okay. So what we do here is we do have a transition program, yeah, which we call the social skills transition plus job coach support in order for this supported employment. Yeah. So what is a transition program? So it's a social thinking transition training program that we run. Yeah. So members will learn how to understand themselves, understand the perspective of others, and relate to others. Yeah. We believe, especially for persons with disability, you ask them maybe straight away from school, help them into an open employment. You Susan, yeah, right? And you realize, oh, it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Right. So for us, we believe that they need to go through, but I would say for all lah. But I would say for all, some are able to do, but there's a large group of them who can't. So they still need to go through this transition program, yeah, where they learn all these things, of course, you know, and then only we will, you know, send them up to the open employment. Maybe some after the training also we find okay, maybe not so suitable for open employment. So this transition program is important to see, okay, where they fit and things like that. Yeah. So we have this training conducted twice a week for about 6 months. Okay. So we have both theory and also practical.
Right.
Vocational training. Yeah. The vocational training part is also quite important. Yeah. So let me explain a bit about job coach. Just now you were asking me a question about job coach. So what is a job coach? Not sports coach. I can train them to run 100 meters, no problem.
Definitely not you, lah.
Hey, I used to be
makan coach.
I used to be involved in Special Olympics. Okay, I used to train them. Okay.
You train them to eat.
No, I train them. I used to bring them to the stadium to train them. I will say, okay, now please run 5 rounds, and then I sit there. I will run together with them 100 meters.
Now we
and
know.
They start running, then I go back and sit.
Now we know.
Very good coach, right? Very good coach, right? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Let's get back to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So job coach is we not only support our OKU, but we also kind of support the employers and the co-workers. So job coach, we have this job coach process that we follow. Yeah. To ensure that they will have sustainable employment. So some of the process is we need to talk to the employers, we need to assess the workplace, then we need to assess the persons with disabilities, right? And the most important part is to do the job matching. Yeah, the job matching is very important, because not all jobs are suitable for everyone. So job matching, and then this is to ensure sustainable employment, and we are in contact with the employer and co-workers even after they get the employment, just in case there's anything that arises. So in this sense, right, this job coach, right, the employers are maybe a bit more willing to hire because they know, there's job coach support for them. So anything that happens, they can always get back to us and stuff like that. Yeah, and I would say that to date our job coach is quite successful. Of course, not 100% retained. Yeah, I think close to about 80%.
Okay.
Yeah, that's people who have still working out there. Yeah, for at least 2 years and above. I think that's quite good, right? Yeah,
yes.
This job coach support. Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to know more, okay, you can go to jobcoachmalaysia.com to learn more about the job coach, and that's where also if you want to contact JKM, you can contact JKM. Yeah. So that's our job coach network logo and JKM. Yeah.
Coming back to, so does your social thinking training program and your job coach come together, or let's say a member is interested but they just want to go through your social thinking program and not going into employment? Is that possible?
It's possible. So our transition program, usually we also do an assessment. We have to do a lot of assessment, right?
Yeah.
So we will also do assessment to see whether the person can join the transition program or not, or got potential or not.
Okay.
Yeah. some also maybe they just join for a while and then they just go off, things like that.
Right.
And then we do have a trainer that's especially that does that. And after going through the 6 months, then the trainer will sit down together with the job coaches
Right.
and other trainers to discuss what are the next steps for those who have gone through the transition, and
Yeah.
whether they will need the job coach support and things like that. So like I mentioned that I think we will give the vocational training within that 6 months. Is also for the job coach to know the member.
Right.
Because in order for us to provide support, right, we really need to know our what member, or what you call it,
Where's the
or what.
skill and
Yeah, what are their any barrier thingy, what are their weakness, what are their strength, because we need to share that with the employer if
Right.
necessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we also need to know who we are supporting. It's very difficult. I've tried before. Some of them, they just new member, they come in and but maybe those are, maybe they don't really need to go through the transition program. They have working experience, and then I try to support them, but I don't really know that person. I find it a bit difficult. So anyone that comes in also, I say, okay, can you please at least come in for about 1 month for me to get to know you better,
Right.
right? Because I ask them things, I can interview the parents and things like that, but maybe there are things that the parents cannot see, but I can see, right? And things like that. So this will help lah. This will help for me in order to support
Right.
the person.
So when you do the job match, does the candidate still go through interview process?
Yeah. They have to, after we find that, okay, means maybe this candidate is suitable, then we will arrange for the interview.
Okay.
Interview either together with us or the parent, lor.
Okay.
If they allow the parents lah. So we'll always ask the member, do you want the parent in? Or we'll ask the employer, if the parents can join the interview. Yeah.
Right.
But most of the employers, I would say, so far, I work with, they are quite nice. You know, if the parents wants to talk to them to understand they will oblige one. They will sit down and talk to the parents and stuff like
That's
that.
nice.
And if the parents wants to have a look at the place, most of them lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
So I would presume to even start thinking about job coaching, they have to be at least 18 and above.
Preferably, because that's the what's the legal working age in Malaysia? I think it's 16, right? 16 or 18?
16. Legal working age, I
16.
think, is 16.
But of course, we think, okay lah, 16 maybe is too young for them, because a lot of them are still going through schools, going through some other trainings and stuff. We still think that it's too young. Even for 18, right? We still think, especially for person in university, okay, it is. I don't know. It's based on experience. Like 18 is still a bit too young.
Right.
For them, I would say standard age should be about 20, 21 and above.
Okay.
Yeah, then maybe they might be a bit more mature and things like that to be ready in the open employment. So maybe we can take that age between 16, 18, 19 to give them a bit more training. And I'm not saying skills training, it's those trainings, just like I mentioned, self-awareness, communication, how to express their feelings. That's very important one, no? Yeah, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So like I say, we have 3 fully trained job coach to assist our members. Yeah, in looking for employment. Okay. And these are so far some of the members working. Yeah, there's Aslam working at Giant, sales assistant, and I don't know, Aslam is actually one of the first person that I job coached.
Oh.
Yeah, way back in 2007, 2008, something like that. Yeah, and he's still at Giant now.
Wow. Okay, nice.
Yeah, and I can tell you, it's very funny. Okay, I got time now. What's the time now? To share the story. Well, at that time there was no job post system now. The lead coordinator, previous lead coordinator asked me, okay, can you please help me in this? So we actually had this thing with Giant where they were recruiting a lot of OKUs to work there. And initially Aslam, we wanted to train him in office work.
Okay.
But then when he heard got this Giant thingy, he said, Mufung, saya nak join. Then I said, kenapa? Other office work for you to do, isn't it much better than working at Giant? Then he said, no, I prefer Giant.
Nice.
Things like that, but that shows, right? I mean, things that we think that are good for them, especially office work,
Yeah.
but they might not be interested in office work.
Correct.
They might be
Correct.
interested in something. Aslam studied to be a mechanic before. He loves motorbike. Yeah, he was working in a mechanical shop previously, but of course tak jadi lah. So we
Okay.
actually brought him into UB to train in office, but he's just not interested.
I
Yeah, so we also need to ask them one.
Yeah.
We think that the job that is good for them, but they might not be interested in it.
Correct.
So
Correct.
first interview we brought him. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it.
Oh.
For various reasons, I don't know why. Then he said, "Tak apa, move on." Then he came back to our office, train some more, and then we brought him for second interview, and then he was hired. He was so happy. He was hired, and I tell you, the very first day, he was at a hypermarket, right? And then after that, he's supposed to finish work at about 5. So me and the father, we were waiting at the staff entrance for him. 5 o'clock, 5:15, 5:30. Kenapa Why haven't come out yet I have to go in. Okay, maybe hypermarket. I have to walk the whole hypermarket to look for him.
Okay.
But I don't know why. Somehow I couldn't find him. Maybe he was back in the storeroom. Then only about 6-ish, 6:15 he came out. Then I said, kenapa you tahu kerja until sampai pukul 5 kan? Then he said, oh, I enjoy the work so much I forgot.
Oh.
Until his supervisor has to remind him, that's how he enjoys the work so much.
That is so good to hear.
Yeah.
You have more of your fans on Facebook Live, Patricia and May both says hi.
Hello. Yeah. Oh, May, boss. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I better behave better. Okay. Okay. Let's move on. Andrew 711. Yeah. There's David. He's working as a admin assistant at Gamuda. Yeah. Wai Yong, finance intern at GE Global. But this is just an intern job now, so he was just there for about 6 months. Yeah. But it is good experience for him. Yeah, to do that. We have Johari. Yeah. So he's a receptionist. At this place is an accounting firm. It's very funny. We always joke. Johari, right? He has a dyscalculia.
Okay.
Difficulty counting. So he, a lot of times, right? He has difficulty counting, but he is working in the accounting firm.
Different one. Just because you have this calculator.
Thank goodness they didn't ask him to. Yeah, thank goodness they didn't ask him to, do the accounts.
It's not the accountant, so it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah lah, but joking lah for him. Right?
Sometimes we say, right, accountants only speak to numbers, so we need people who doesn't know number to speak to people.
Oh, the human touch. What are you saying about accountants? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's Felicia. That's my big boss. Yeah, president. She's office assistant at St. Paul's Church. Been working there many years already. I think 15-20 years already.
Right.
Yeah. Things like that. Okay. There's Esther Mu, teacher's aide. Yeah. If they can also be a teacher's aide at kindergarten and all those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christina, bakery crew, KFC factory, where they do all the KFC buns. So she's working there. Anthony, hotel. Hotel lah. There's a lot of job opportunities for them at hotel. Yeah, housekeeping, laundry, and all those things. But now, no lah. Last time, quite a lot of opportunities. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And of course, there's our James. Yeah, he's a global operations officer.
Right.
Yeah, working at GBS division of Standard Chartered Bank. Okay, so speaking of James, let me share his employment experience. Yeah. Sorry, usually this part, right, I will really get the members themselves to share one. But this time I asked him. He said no lah, I'm going to share.
Why he got bored sharing already, is it?
No, he's shy lah, but okay lah, we cannot force, right? Self-efficacy, right? Self-efficacy sometimes can force them, yeah.
Next time you can tell me. Then I arrange one session where they come on board.
Yes, James, do you hear that? I'm not sure if he's still online.
No, because I hope so.
Uh,
Because it's a lot about sharing his experience with
that's
our
right.
students as well.
That's right.
It's inspiration. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
something for that they
Mm,
can actually look forward to.
mm, mm, mm,
And I think it's a lot to do with not just about self-advocacy, but
mm,
also giving hope to a lot of people out there who thinks that,
mm,
oh, I cannot do this.
mm.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mayong says hi. Hi, good
Hi,
morning.
Mayong. Also one of my boss, treasurer, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So
Oh
all
my
your
boss,
bosses are here this morning.
most of my boss are on. Ayo, okay. Wait,
Swag.
let me behave a bit. Yeah. Okay, so let me just share a bit about James. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
him. Sorry. Yeah. So his family. Yeah, he has a younger sister. So
Mm-hmm.
four of them. Yeah. And education, he actually attended mainstream until Form 6.
Oh,
And he actually attended college and he actually had a degree from
right,
UCT, IT degree.
right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So these are some of his training experiences. He underwent training sponsored by government under the graduate training
Mm,
scheme in 2004.
mm,
After that, he actually went through independent skill training at a drug rehabilitation center from 2012 to 2014. And it
mm-hmm.
was after that that he managed to find UV and he came and joined our transition training at UV since 2014. And
Right,
that's when he became a member since then,
right,
2014.
right.
Yeah. So these are some of his working experience. So he
Mm,
graduated in 2001, started working sales company as a salesperson, 2002 IT assistant,
mm,
2003 salesperson at bookshop,
mm,
2004 storekeeper at a factory.
mm,
You can see, right? Every year different jobs, yeah. 2005 auditor trainee with auditing firm, 2006 technical support specialist
mm,
with another company, 2007 auditor plus secretary with auditing firm, 2008, okay, this one longer, yeah, to
yeah.
2012,
Longest.
office administrator with English training center,
Mm,
yeah, and after that he went for the independent training and then he came to UV.
yeah.
He was also with us for a while, for about
Okay.
1 or 2 years, yeah, office assistant with United Voice.
Right,
So this is what he shared. Happy working there because can communicate with other staff like friends,
right.
or other staff can scold him lah. Yeah. mainly me. Yeah.
Sure kena marah one. You join UV,
Tough
sure
job
kena
being a
marah
lead
one.
coordinator. You have to scold people also, right?
Yeah, that's
Right.
part of your job KPI, is it?
Yeah. And scolding people takes a lot of your energy, right? Yeah. Of course, he feels happy also when he see the other members able to work and improve in their work. Yeah. Of course, we also have to teach him a lot of self-efficacy. Yeah. But he come in, he also knows a lot lah. He knows how to speak up for himself also lah. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So speak up for himself, tell others about United Voice and things. Also, of course, he bring him out, give presentation at seminars and conferences lah. So
Right.
I mentioned these are some of the exposure we have for them.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, we found him this job at Stanchart.
Right.
Yeah, so he's been working since then until now at
Right.
GDS
Uh-huh.
for James. Yeah, okay. So why work? Because he said obviously, right? Obviously, you can get a monthly salary, which also
Correct.
I mean that's important. That's important, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and able to gain new experience and friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, learn to be more responsible when you're working. Yeah, of course, do give them an income. So
Yeah.
you don't need to depend so much on his family.
Family. Mm-hmm.
Of course, he says staying at home every day is boring, lonely, and will be a burden to family members. He doesn't want to be that lah. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Of course, he get to meet more people and make use of his abilities and skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, get learning to be the independent part and gain more
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
That's what he has learned lah by working there outside.
I think work gives people a lot of sense of fulfillment
That's
and
right.
as well as confidence as well.
Yes. Yes.
Because that's typically how our society is, right?
Yes.
My time, my dad will always say, after high school, if you don't want to continue to study or you can't get into college, you get a job, right? You only have these two choices. So I think it is very much in us that, the moment you reach certain age, you are expected to actually go get a job in that
Yeah.
sense. So I think giving every one of us, even a typical person, if they're jobless for too long, they also get demotivated and they will lose confidence as well. So what more for even with persons with learning disability, it is also a sense of confidence as to like, you know, how much you actually do out there and contribute.
Yeah. And it's not only that we say, okay, must send all of them out if we can, so that people will understand people with disability more. The more they interact with them. And that's good. That's a good thing. They'll say, oh yeah, actually they are not as scary. Actually they are quite
I think human beings were always afraid of the unknown. So we do not know how to, when we hear someone who has, special need, they have difficulty, then how am I supposed to treat them? They kind of like put them in a glass bottle, like must handle with care. In actual fact, they are just like another person.
Yeah, that's right.
If we all make an effort to just go and talk to them and find out what they have to say, I think it creates a lot more joy.
Yeah, that's right.
Not just, you know, having that fear in us that, they are different, so I do not know how to deal with it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you, Ellie. Yeah. So that's what that's why I say employment plays a very important role. Yeah. Especially the awareness part also. And for them to do something lah, even if their income is not a lot, but for them to do something, then it is also a self-worth thingy that you feel. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Let me move on, but before I move on, any questions?
Oh yeah, any question from the crowd? If you have any questions, feel free to type in the comment box. We'll definitely get Mofong to answer for you, since all her bosses are here this morning.
Is James still on? Any questions for James?
No, I think if I ever get James on board the next round, I would really want to go through, if he can share with us like his life experiences, that would be, I think for somebody as young as him, constantly changing.
Not that young, but yeah.
But back then, when he got his degree and yet he got a job, but yet he keep changing job every year. I think the amount of stress that one person need to go through, I think it wasn't an easy time, and how he actually overcome that.
And just to share why he do all this, he changed jobs so many times, right? Just to share, he actually does not know that he has a learning disability. Yet. It was until something happened, and then only and then I think the sister I think was studying to be a special needs educator. Right. So maybe the sister also noticed something and then asked him to go for a diagnosis. So it was only after that then only they realized, maybe he might have those I think he's diagnosed with autism. And maybe accept ADHD. So it was only after that then they realized what he has, and from there also then I think the understanding of his condition also is much better for the family. And that's how he came to us lah.
I see.
And things like that. So like I say, understanding their condition, understanding that is very important for the support and to move on.
Yes. James said, I may look young, but I'm not. I'm saying back then when you first graduate, okay? When you first graduate, because Mofong shared your life story, right? And we always love stories. We always, for me, I personally love stories because there's always lesson to be learned. There's always, because you came up, right?
See, James, that's why I asked you to share, not me.
James. James agreed to have a meetup with me.
Okay. All right.
This is like live date,
other people he listen one. Other people he listen to.
Irene agreed. Please get James on board. It'll be very helpful for her parents as well. To me, that's what all this about. A lot of, in fact, probably James is not the first one I actually come across who didn't know they actually have learning difficulties until like much later.
Yeah.
Right. So I believe you are probably not the only one who is struggling. So that will become your story, James. Your story will definitely be an inspiration for a lot of people out there.
Hear that, James?
Yeah. So
Please don't cut my
I hope
salary.
you first.
Please don't cut my salary. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's no question, shall I move on?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. So next, I'm going to talk about social enterprise. Yeah. Okay lah. This one. Short sendiri promote UV a bit.
No. Promote.
Yeah.
Go all out.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
If you need live testimonials, then I will be your live.
Okay. Thank you. So we do have a social enterprise, and this enterprise is named I Am Possible. Yeah. Why this name? Because usually, when people see people with disability, they'll think, impossible for them to do things.
Yeah.
Never mind lah. Just stay at home. Right?
Yeah.
But then we say
Yes.
no, we want to change the impossible to I am possible. That means they themselves, it's possible for them to do things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and things like that. So that's why we name it Impossible. Okay. So this project aims to empower our members to be self-independent, providing support for growth and employment. Yeah. So how it started way back in 2003, 2002, 2003. I haven't joined UV at the time, but
Right.
at the time UV also quite small. I think at the time we only about 40 to 50 members. At another place, they decided a lot of members are already adults, and yet they have nowhere to go, and employment at that time very little for learning city. So we decided to start one for unemployed members. So we started with doing a lot of paper craft, a lot of magnets, bookmarks, general cards, thank you cards, birthday cards, festival cards. We still have a lot of stock for that. So we started doing that in 2003. So for many years we've been doing that. Until now, since a couple of years ago, 2010 onwards, we started to maybe slow down on the paper products, because as usual, of course, paper products, the sales has been going down a lot. Yeah. Of course, everyone goes for e-cards now and all those things lah. So we decided, okay, let's do away with the paper products. And so now we concentrate on weaving. There's 4 areas: weaving. So this, you see, members, they are doing the what we call a sari weaving. Yeah. So this weaving part, we find that a lot of them can do. And some setting up the machine is not easy, but we managed to find some portable machines that are actually quite easy to set up. And so we've trained a lot of them to do it. Yeah. Sewing, so we also have some of them, because we weave the cloth into it's like a scarf, a big cloth. But then how many, in this Malaysia, how many people wear a scarf out? Yeah. So we actually do need to how to say, do something with the cloth. So we also have a few members who are trained. Not many sewing, not many can do. So I think now we have at least 3 members who can sew. Yeah. We do have a staff. She used to be a seamstress, so she's training them in sewing. Yeah. Things like that. And in the future, we are thinking of conducting sewing training for our members who are interested. Not all of them are interested, yeah. A lot of them also, we want to try them out, but they are scared of needles. I say them lah, I also cannot sew one.
Yeah. I think when it comes to sewing, because the machine, it can be very daunting. Even though I love to craft, right? Dealing with sewing machine is different level altogether. So I get very anxious, like the moment you press that machine, so it can be very daunting. I tell you,
we have the 2 members who can sew, right? And I tell you, their sewing is like so almost perfect, They sew, and both of them have autism.
Oh.
Yeah. You'll be surprised. We also don't know, no, but we were like, okay, just see who we can train, and then we managed to find these 2. I'm like, wow.
See, anything is possible.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, you also lah. I don't need to touch the machine.
Yeah, you stay away from the machine.
Yeah. I probably spoil the machine within 1 hour or within 5 minutes. Yeah. yeah. So yeah. But what I say, you never know until you give them a chance to try. Yeah. Okay. Of course, we have our bakery, right? I'm sure Ellie has tried a lot of our stuff. Yeah.
A lot. It's super
Yeah.
yummy. Okay.
Yes,
So for those of you
yeah.
who love
And
treats,
I'm the official food taster for United Voice, right? So guarantee the food is nice. Yeah.
so not nice, look how
It's such
messy.
a tough job, okay? I tell you.
Yeah,
Lemak.
understand.
You know, every time they have like when I want to test new recipe, cakes and all those, then I have to try. Aiyo, I tell you.
You can send my way if you don't want to try.
Nah, it's okay. I know this is a tough job, lah. I just have to sacrifice.
Yeah, you're happy with the job. You're happy with the stress that the bosses and members are giving you.
Yeah. Okay. We also have a kind of art gallery at our place. You can see some of the. We have close to about 12 members who put their paintings at our art gallery for sale. Yeah. Of course. Last time we used to organize art exhibition and things like that, lah. So of course, selling we do take back a percentage of what we sell lah, if it's through us. Yeah. And most of our artists also, I would say, they're persons with autism. Most of them are some slow learners and things like that. Yeah. So you see their art is I'm sure Ellie, you've seen some of their art, right? It's like, wow,
Yes.
amazing, man. Yeah. Okay. So this is some of the stuff we have. So these are some of the products we have. Yeah. So that's a stainless steel straw pouch, a coin pouch, a keychain. I would say this we are showing the keychains and our stainless steel straw set pouch is some of our best selling products. Yeah. And a lot of these are designed in-house. Yeah. Staff design, or we have volunteer who help us design. Yeah. So it's very much Buatan Malaysia. Yeah.
Definitely
Buatan, I would say Buatan OKU, Buatan Malaysia. Yeah. So a lot of this design you cannot get anywhere else. If you see, please tell us, they cheap out our design.
I mean, not just that, because when you're talking about weaving, it's handicraft, and every piece of work is unique.
Yes. So usually people will tell when people order, we say, oh, I'm sorry, we can't. Maybe the picture you see might be different from what you see online or from the catalog, because all these colors are very different, and every piece that they weave is very different. Yeah. And I would say why we went with weaving, right? This weaving is, we do not need it to be perfect. The weaving. But then some of them they really very perfect one. No.
I think they are a lot more perfectionist than we do.
Yeah. But we always say we do not need it to be perfect. Yeah. As long as they can just weave a piece of cloth, and then we will think of what to do with it. Yeah. Like you see the coin pouch on the top right. This you can see it's slightly different. Yes, a bit more knots and things like that. Yeah. So all these are used from all those used threads that we cut. So we ask the members to retie it again, and they will weave it again with the used strings, and we do it to like this. Yeah. And a lot of people, they like this design, the not so perfect, very naughty design. Yeah, and things like that. So stuff like that.
But it's also about the pride and the work that they actually put in.
The work they do.
They have their own expectation, like, I want it to be like that.
Yeah. And all the traits, all the colors, they choose themselves. We don't dictate. Okay, you have to this, unless maybe sometimes we do have requests from clients. Maybe they want to order a certain design, certain colors. Then we will have to ask the members to weave those certain colors. If not, in general, we let them weave whatever color they want.
Okay.
Yeah. These are some the other products. Yeah, t-shirts, tote bags, scarves. Yeah. Our bakery. Yeah, hungry already, not?
Almost time.
Yeah, we have pastries, we have cookies, we have cakes, and our famous tarts. We have chocolate tart and cheese tarts, things like that. Okay. Of course, the art. These are some of the artwork. And tada, this is our latest project this year.
Your baby this year.
Our cafe, yeah, which we started March this year. A very small setup. You can see it's just that space in front. Can sit only maybe maximum 6 people and things like that. So we did get some fundings for it lah from Yayasan Hasana to set up this cafe. So other than the weaving, sewing, bakery, this is also something that they can learn: barista training and customer service.
Nice.
Yeah, I say don't scold the customer. But okay lah, they quite enjoy it. But now we are not open for dining yet, so not much customer service.
It's not takeaway, isn't it?
Takeaway deliveries. So you see on the left is two of our trained barista, Wendy and Sky. Yeah, of course we actually hope to train more members, but of course due to the lockdown, we couldn't give them training. We have an external barista trainer that's he's quite good. He's quite good, with our members, and he's willing to come in. Of course, we have to pay him to give the barista training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to, since promo time, right? Rather tell us where to get your stuff. Like,
okay, our cafe, our cafe is only open from Tuesday to Thursday. Because we are NGO tak tahu buat business. Yeah, but we also wanted to start. We also don't know how to respond, so we just want to start. We just 3 days first. Tuesday to Thursday from 9 to 4. You can find us on Bipit. You can find us on Grab. There's also for those who have Maybank account, we are on the Maybank, the summer local platform, things like that. So you can find you can order all these things from us lah. Coffee, drinks, okay. But a lot of things like pastries now are actually pre-order.
Right.
And things like that. If you want to see our promotion, we do put up a lot of our promotions on our FB and Instagram account. Later on, of course, I will share our account so you can follow, and then you can see what kind of promotions we have. Right. So we recognize MCO lockdown, right? Sure, no dine-ins, right? Sure, the coffee sales not so much. So now we are doing a lot of pre-order sales. Right. Like please pre-order the pastry by this week, then next week we will send out and things like that. Cakes, tarts, and all those things.
Right. So that's for the cafe. For all your other goodies like your sari product and all that, where do they go?
Yeah. Currently that's not on our Grab platform yet because we are still trying to familiarize with using the Grab platform and all those things. But you can go to our website to look at some of the products. I think that's what you did, right?
No, I just messaged you.
Oh, you just messaged me. Okay. You can go to our website to look at some of our products. If you're interested, please contact us. We do have a WhatsApp number, and my colleague will get in touch with you. Yeah. We might be okay lah. Just to pre-advertise, we've just set up a Shopee account.
Oh, nice.
But so we are just testing out lah. Then we might have one platform like Shopee lah in the future.
Yay.
Thank you. Yeah, but we just set up only. Yeah.
Set up, that means it's operational already, right?
Not yet. Yeah. So
can make it
don't worry, when it's operational, you will sure know one, right?
Can make it for the 10/10 sale.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. But see how. Yeah. So we currently have about 20 members working in this project. Yeah. And most of them have a monthly allowance with EPF and ZOXO. So this is really working for them. Yeah, not a shelter workshop, not anything lah, day training center or what. It's really they come to work. But of course, not they don't come and want to work like 5 days a week lah. Some of them depends on also like say their abilities. Some just work like 1 day a week, 2 days, 3 days a week. Yeah. And on top of that, if they are working and their salary is 1,500 and below, definitely their salary is 1,500 and below for here. Then they will receive 450 monthly allowance from JKF if you apply for that. So this also do top up lah for them.
Okay.
450 per month. No.
That's because
I will always pester the parents one. I will always pester the parents. Please go and apply for this. It's called EPC.
Okay.
EPC allowance. Yeah. allowance pekerja cacat. Yeah, sorry for the name, but this has been a lot around. Yeah, so please apply for this. Yeah, so this is also another reason why I say must have the OKU card.
Right.
Yeah, so only those who are registered with JKM can apply for this allowance.
So one of the criteria is their salary less than 1,500.
Yes.
And also the OKU card lah.
Yes.
For them to get this monthly allowance.
And of course they have to show their salary slip. So first 3 months, after the third month, you have 3 months of salary slip already. Yeah. Then you take the process of salary slip and go apply for this allowance.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And this is their right to apply for this allowance. Yeah. I will always say even if they are earning 1 ringgit per month,
yeah,
they still have the right to apply for this allowance. No matter what the JKM offers. Some stories I heard lah. The parents say, oh, their salary is only like 10 ringgit per month. All those, then the JKM says, oh, cannot, must be minimum 100. I say no such thing.
Okay,
no such thing. Yeah. If they do, then please go and complain. Yeah. Right. Yeah, because last time we did speak to the minister, but old minister lah. I don't know, they changed so many times. Anyway,
one of them
about these issues, and the minister herself say, okay, even if the salary is 1 ringgit, also they can apply for this.
Right.
Yeah.
What if they are self-employed? Can they still get this monthly allowance?
Self-employed, no. Because you do need a salary slip from your employer and a letter from employer to say, oh, so and so has started working in this company with the monthly salary of how much.
I see.
If self-employed, I think I don't think you can apply.
Okay, then I'm gonna think. What if the business registered by someone else, let's say a sister, a family member, and then because later on I think you're going to talk about their own self-employment opportunity, right? And then they kind of like give their the sibling who is running actually the store, then that qualifies, right? So they just need to prove that they're actually earning a basic salary of this X amount that is less than. Okay. Okay.
I would say as long as they have the salary slip.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we do have some members. Maybe they are employed by the family members.
Yeah.
Or what? But it's a company, so they do provide the salary slip.
Right.
So as long as there's a salary slip and a letter, then yeah. Okay. But if you say this self-employment, I'm sorry, we haven't tried it before, so whether it works or not, I'm not sure.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah. Okay. So before I move on, any questions?
Yeah, if any one of you has any question regarding anything related to UMI products, what the members are actually doing there.
Or setting up the social enterprise.
Yeah.
Okay,
so feel free to share in the group chat. Okay, while they are chatting, maybe let's move on and then we'll see how,
Okay, so the other option is self-employment. And I would like to say this is a very new thing. Yeah, we've only started thinking about this since last year only.
Right.
Yeah, what happened is we had a project with a few groups from other countries to work on a self-employment e-module, and that got us thinking lah. Maybe this is also another way for our members to go for lah, right? So why alternative to open employment? Yeah, and of course now with the COVID-19 and some of them hard to find jobs outside and stuff. So maybe this is a good time lah to think about it. Yeah. So why? Sorry, a lot of words to read. Yeah. So people actually have even less opportunities compared to other people to get a job in open employment. Right. That's the reality. Yeah. So entrepreneurship or self-employment might be the only opportunity for them to participate. Right. To be able to work. Yeah. Improve their income and living standard. And sometimes it provides a better life. Yeah. Flexibility. Your own boss. You have a flexibility in choose how many hours you want to work, the location of your work, and the workplace. Yeah. So these are some of the benefits lah. Yeah. And of course there are so many of these barriers. lack of confidence, limited aspiration, no goals or direction, very common, yeah. Lack of business knowledge and skills, staff capital, discrimination. Yeah, there might be people who are discriminated against OKU products.
Right.
They are, right? Yeah, I do hear some of them say, oh, this products made by OKU, quality should not go.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
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 That's why we for me, right? I mean for our social enterprise, right? I always say, please, quality is very good. Have to be there. It doesn't
Yes.
matter they are OKU or not, right?
Mhm.
You know, we want people to buy because they like the quality of our products,
Yes.
not because it's made by OKU.
Right.
Things like that,
Correct.
lah. You know, then we will have repeated customers and things like that. Yeah. Of course, the increase in labor costs and you know, maybe no business support lah, and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we actually just launched one program, very new. Yeah. So we do have this various support lah, in order for them to set up a self-employment. Yeah. Job coach, of course, job coach to guide and support through the process. I tell you, being a job coach, tough job, man. So many things you have to do.
Yep.
I tell you, just to get a sustainable employment for a person with disability, right? You will say, okay, it's that, but then background, right, behind it, right, before they even get a job, there's so many things that we have to do, right?
Yes.
So many things we have to
Yes.
get them ready and things just for them to able to get a job. That's why people always ask, hey, what's your KPI? I hate that word, sorry. What's your KPI? I'm like, there are people in the city, they are humans, they cannot be KPIs. You know, we should not treat them as KPIs, you know. Okay, sorry. Yeah, and each of them are very different, very individual, right? So why your KPI is so low? Probably the most you can get a job for your members is probably like 5 or 6 a year, or
Right.
sometimes even less, because
Mhm.
it's very different. It's very different. Each of them has the specific support that they might need.
Correct.
So it will take some time,
Right.
yeah, to even secure employment for them. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Let
Yeah,
me
I
get
mean,
back to this.
and I think because it comes to employment, it also one depends on again the employer market, right? And
That's right.
two, because you do not know what kind of members will actually walk through the door,
Mm,
right? Like you said, some may be suitable for certain jobs, some may not be totally suitable for other stuff, right? So it's a lot of managing the different expectation and getting them out there based on their strength and not so much about what we have.
Yeah. And I tell you, some members maybe you just take like two months to get them ready, then they are ready. Some members takes up to 2 years, 3 years,
Yeah.
4 years, 5 years, 6 years, things like that. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's it's up to them. It's, you know, we have to work according to their pace. Them, not us, yeah. Not our expectation. Yeah.
This one must tell parents. This one must let the parents know that
Yeah.
sometimes it's not about how. There's this Chinese saying, right? The emperor is not anxious, but we as enough is the one like very anxious, like want to push them out. But very often, yes, but very often, right? We need to look at where the child is and support them from where they are, rather than from our perspective. And
That's
like
right.
how you actually shared earlier on Aslam's case. Right, you wanted to put him in office work. We think under aircon lah, better working
That's
environment.
right. We
But
thought it's
he
better
actually
environment.
preferred something else.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think for parents who are actually joining us this morning, it is important for you to see that for our children with special needs, we need to see where they are and support them from their perspective rather than what we expect.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's get back to this. Slightly out. Yeah. We do have a set of guides that we've got from one of our we will call supporter partners from the UK.
Okay.
Right. I'll talk a bit more about him later. So he has given us permission to use this set of guides that they developed to go through lah. If any of our members who are interested, you know, and of course the guides includes business ideas. That's very important, right? You have to know what you want to sell first, what you want to provide services or what. Getting productive, how much time are you willing to put in? Money, that's very important, how to manage money, customers and support. So this is just only guides, it's not guarantee, maybe after you're going through this guide, oh, I don't think I want to, I don't think I like this super thing. Yeah. So it's just a set of guides that go through. We have not used it yet, but I think this is quite good. It's simple. So they design these guides in a way that is simple enough for the person with disability themselves to use it with support from either us or from any of their family members. Okay. Of course, building support, circle of support. This is very, very important. Even not for self-employment, we think as a person in the city, building that circle of support for them is very important. Yeah. With family members, you have mentors, you have friends. I put that specific needs is also depends on their business ideas, right? Maybe they have this idea to set up a computer shop or something. Then maybe they might need someone who has experience in setting up a computer shop, to guide them in things like, yeah. And of course, a community. Of course, if we have people, we will want to eventually form a community so that you will learn from one another and things like that. Yeah, PWDs, entrepreneurs. Yeah,
Yes.
and things like that. Okay. So here also I would like to share a member story. Yeah, Ching's store. Ching also one of our committee member. So this is Ching's store. Sorry, a smiley face there because the mother also very shy to show her face.
Okay.
But then he's lucky shy. He also doesn't want to be in the photo. Just now I shared the one with the Lego face.
Yes. Okay.
But okay lah. At least the mother stand there. But also, so this is a store he has at a food court at Atria. Those of you Atria Damansara Jaya, there's a food court outside. So they've set up this small store there. Okay. So just a bit about Miao Ching. He's 22 years old, member of UB since 2018. So he has come for a lot of trainings, including the transition training at UB, and he has also gone for a transition program training at Enabling Academy.
Right.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, Enabling Academy is set up by Yayasan Gang Muda.
Yeah.
Especially to give transition training for people with autism.
Right.
Yeah. Of course, there are certain criteria, to join that training. 21 years and above, and other things. And then after that, they will try to find white collar job for them.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So he has attended those. But after that, maybe still have not found any supervisor job yet. Yeah. You see, even Gamuda train with all their resources also might not have 100% get a job for their trainees. Okay. Nobody from Yayasan Gamuda here. We work very closely with them in the sense that if we have any members, we send to them. Or if they find that they have any trainees that they find maybe the vocational training at UV is better, they will send them to us. So that's how we work together with Gamuda. Okay. So after that, parents decided to help him sell a store at a nearby food court. They stay nearby there, so they saw, there's a new food court, there's opportunities there, so they decided to help sell there. So this is really, they want to help him set up a business for him.
Right.
So he will apply a business license for SSM.
Okay.
And MPBJ license is all under his name.
I see.
Of course, with a lot of support from the parents lah. So the store very, very gung ho. They set up last year.
Wow.
Just 2020 is very new. Yeah. Parents have to learn everything. Okay lah. The mom housewife, I think the father retired already. They do everything. So they also learn how to observe how others run their business.
Right.
Of course, initial funding is from their own saving, but this one, the license, of course, is he has the OKU. If you apply under OKU, of course, not so much, and of course, license for this MPBA store is also not very high.
Yes.
And I think there's an OKU, he gets 50% off or something like that.
Right.
So apply for OKU card. Yeah.
It has all these benefits. Does JKM pay you anything to advertise?
JKM, yeah, man. Yeah. Okay, I say rental of the store is cheap. Location of the store also is important. Their location is actually very good because this one, if you come out from Atria entrance, you cross the road, it's straight away this entrance. So the foot traffic is quite heavy. People go in and out to go through this building or to go makan. Yeah. Business started slow but pick up a bit lah. Yeah. So after that they are able to cover the cost with a little bit of profit.
Nice.
Barely 1 year only lah, right?
Yeah.
If they are able to cover costs, also very good already. But at least
Correct.
the rental is cheap. Yeah. So their store is open from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So parent support, very important. So they support getting licensed products. They take turns to support him at the store. So maybe the mother will be there in the morning, and then the father will be there in the afternoon. They take turns, or the mother will be there, and then the father will be running around getting products and all those things.
Right.
So far, they've trained him to collect money, interact with customers,
Right.
check
Yeah.
stock, record payments, price tagging, and packing.
Right.
Packing in the sense, maybe they know they get all these things, maybe the sweets in a very big pack, and then they repack into smaller packet and all those things. So they are training him to do all this lah. And so far, I think not too bad lah. Yeah.
Nice.
So the parents are quite happy. They say there's more exposure for him. He's a bit more sociable now and able to open up to talk to others. Really, if you meet him, right, he's a quite quiet one.
I mean, look, he doesn't even want to show his
face, right? Yeah.
I think that's a huge step for him.
Yeah, it is. And regular customers knows how to interact with him. The regular customer. So and they know he's OKU. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the parents' hope lah, that he knows how to run that is his own business. Until now, maybe because there's a lot of parents have to support a lot. So he still relies very much on the parents. So the parents hope that, maybe gradually he learns more. They are able to slowly step backwards, and he can run it more independently in the future, which I think can for him. Yeah, I think so. That's what the parent hope for, right? And for him, you see, from this smiley face, that's his smiley face. Yeah. He's happy to have the store. He has learned how to do sales. And I say, okay, what's the happiest thing you learn, you feel about this store? How to collect money. Yeah, learn how to collect money. That's happy.
Yeah. So the next question, ask him collect correctly or not.
I think his calculation not too bad lah. I mean, the mom also have trained him to use a calculator and things lah. Yeah. Collect money from customer and improve his calculation skills. That's what he said. I said, yeah, collect money from people, so I'm very happy.
Exactly, right?
Right. Yeah. So that's what he shared. Yeah. So that's Mel Ching's experience lah, to tell a store. I mean, this one is not from us lah. I mean, the parents did the initiative lah. But I think it's a good start. It's a good sharing. Because entrepreneurs, people in this field, entrepreneurs, you seldom hear for them. Mostly a lot is maybe from a physical or the blind. Yeah, but disability is still very very unheard of lah. Maybe in this urban setting, if you go rural like settings, maybe some kampongs, maybe they do can set up the roadside store selling kueh, nasi lemak. Some of them they do. With support from the parents, all those things lah. So I think it's possible. It's possible for people in this city to be their own bosses. To do all this. It's just that just need to get some support. Get support and all those things. Yeah. Unfortunately, we were trying to sell this idea. I'm not a good salesperson. Yeah. To our parents, we even did a session with them, telling them about this new program, but nobody liked me. Not yet, but I also understandable times like that. Maybe things are uncertain, and maybe they just don't see the need for that and things like that. But slowly lah, hopefully, But I still think that it's important for us to have something, this program here, until maybe one day one parents take it up. Wow, I'll be so happy, man.
I do agree, because in fact in current day and age, it's so easy to run your own business. Right? It is an opportunity, and running your own business doesn't mean that you need to actually have a physical front. The thing about running business is a lot of people tend to think that when I run business, everything I need to do, but that's not true. In truth, when you run a business, there's actually a lot of people involved in the business process. Right? And it's important that when parents think about having own business, doesn't mean that your child need to do everything. Even for me, when I started my story, I only do like probably like 1% of the work. I have other people who are actually within the team that do their own respective. It's all about teamwork. So having a small business is good in the sense that you probably don't need so many resources. But the key areas, for example, let's say your child is very good in drawing, right? All he has to do is just focus on drawing, right? To set up a stall, to set up a website, to do all this channeling and all that. There's so many technology to actually support the business aspect of running things. So focus is important to focus on the child's strength, their ability, and then build a business structure around it. I think one of the things when we talk about to parents is that when we talk about starting business today, it's very different from those days where you have to do everything. Now we have technology to support. We have, we have UV to support.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm waiting.
Yeah. So it is very important for parents to know. In fact, when you shared with me like you are running this a running own business program, I was actually entrepreneurship program. I was actually very interested, and I'm very happy that you guys are actually doing it, because we hear so many stories, right? A 13-year-old started a Shopee account, become a Shopee, So if a 13-year-old can do it, I'm pretty sure a lot of our children here can also do it as well. Yeah. So we let UV take the storefront. They start their own Shopee first. Then we can get them to teach the skills.
So this kind of things we ourselves also have to do in order for us to give the support. So you see, a lot of things also I myself also have to learn how to do it. And okay lah, this is confession. Maybe this self-employment, maybe we don't have that much experience. But at least we want our parents to know that if they are there, we are willing to support them, and we can do this together. Together. So we also learn. And I would say why we want to do this is because like I mentioned, we do have support from this guy, Keith, our good friend from UK. He also started, he has many years, in fact he has about 20 over years of experience helping people in the city set up social enterprise and self-employment in the UK.
Right.
So there's this link here. I actually did a FB live with him last year to talk about it. You can go to our FB to watch this video. I'm sorry, maybe the first 20 minutes, you can skip the first 20 minutes of it because the sound is not very good and stuff. But you can hear him share about his experience. I know you might say the situation in UK and Malaysia is very different. It is. Even the social services they have there, the kind of support they have there is very different.
Right.
But maybe different also, maybe it is still something that we can look into it, because he has shared some of his success stories and stuff, and now he's actually willing to work together with us. If we want to set up something, we need his advice. I will always bug him one, hey Keith, I have this, and I also share with him, it's not really taking off. Nobody is really interested. He said, yeah, that's what happened to him last time.
I see.
That's what happened to him last time when he first started. It's very slow, and say, all it takes is just one person to get it started. You just have to find that person. Things like that. So he's also very encouraging. And actually now I'm also working with him on something together with another association. To come up with some discussion and workshops about all this social enterprise and things like that.
Right.
Yeah. So if you want, you can go to the YouTube and have a look at this video. Okay.
Yeah, I actually shared the link in the comment box.
Okay.
So those of you later on can go and watch. Don't watch now.
No,
I haven't finished yet.
Yes,
For those of you who actually just joined us, if you have any questions, do share in the comment box. Then we'll definitely get more phone to help you answer them. Okay.
Okay, so wrapping up, potential of persons with learning disability. Like I say, we all have to have that positive mindset. It's not easy, I know, but we still have the positive mindset. From cannot do. I've seen many of my members like that. When I first met them, they cannot do a lot of things. Cannot do, and I've seen many of them progress to maybe can try. Why they say that? Because we give them the opportunity to do that. When they cannot do it, we cannot say, okay lah, you need to do this lah, cannot do. We have to let them do that. Then they need to gain that confidence. Maybe they can, graduate to maybe can try. and then graduate to can do. Can do. So we always have to give them that opportunity.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. To do that, and we need to recognize their potential. Their potential. Yeah. So I always mention self-efficacy skills. Yeah, is my main thing. Self-efficacy skills is very important. It helps them develop self-esteem and confidence. Yeah. And when I mention self-efficacy skills, it's not like, oh, we can bring them for self-efficacy skills workshop, learn self-efficacy about for 3 days can already. It's not. It's self-efficacy skills. It's more of every day how we communicate with them, how we interact with them and all those things, and giving them the opportunities. So it's very much a very practice. You need to practice it. To do that, and in order to do that, we have to believe in them.
Yes.
Yeah. Opportunity to develop skills, and we have to listen to them. Listen to them. Most of the time, they don't want to do things. They don't want to. You see a lot of them not motivated to do things. It's not because they are lazy. Yeah. No, the myth lazy. It's more of that. They say nobody believe me. Nobody listen to me. Right. So we have to listen to them. Yes. Focus on their skills and how they can contribute. Yeah. That's very important. Right. So let go. Don't you love this word, Ellie? I know many parents hear this word. It's not easy to let go. Yeah, but you just have to let go.
Yeah. And I do want to say it doesn't just apply to our children, but generally in parenting. In parenting, parents, as our children grow up, we need to learn to let go. Right? We cannot forever protecting them because you won't be here forever. Right. So the sooner we allow our children to make decisions, the sooner we allow our children to think for themselves, it actually helps them. Yeah, you lose control, and then we all hate losing control.
That's right.
But ultimately, you want your child to grow so that they learn to take control of their own. So this let go doesn't just apply here, like generally.
Yeah. And I would say it's only for parents lah. I mean,
for us also.
Yeah. For supporting friends like us. It takes me. It also took me many years to learn how to let go. But once you learn how to let go a bit, not to say let go entirely, step by step, let go a bit, and then you can slowly see how they will have the wings to fly.
And very often, sometimes the way they solve the issue may not be the way we solve them, right?
That's right.
But
that's right.
Like how you shared earlier on, give them the opportunity to go and make their choices.
Yeah.
And we have to respect that is their choice.
Yeah. I mean, the most you can give is to support them in making that choice, giving them information and things. But ultimately, we have to leave it to them. To do that. Yeah. Maybe these are the small steps of letting go.
Correct.
It's not easy, but look towards the future. Yeah.
Yes.
it will be benefit for them in the long run. Yeah. If you don't, then the parents are frustrated. Your son or daughter is frustrated. In the end, everyone is so frustrated. Even the supporting friends are frustrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're stuck in the middle, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. And I've seen cases like that. Yeah.
Patricia Wong said, when you want to start self-employment and social enterprise workshop, she is interested.
Hi, Pat. Pat is one of our parents. Thank you, Pat.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
In fact, when you want to start, let me know. I can also share with my group of parents, because the age group of children that I have as young as 3, I have as old as 16. So that is, supporting parents so that they kind of like can plan for their child, though they are not at the right age now, but at least they can really explore what's possible for their children, say 2-3 years down the road.
Yeah, and I would say it really like with all other stuff, they say start from young. So from young you have to teach them learn to let go. And then from young start to teach them responsibilities. And build support lah, I say. Parents will please know that maybe you are not alone. You are not alone. Like I say, that circle of support is very important. That's why there's Ellie here. there's Yui here. Yeah, so build that support. Yeah, it is very important, and the person in university, if they know they have that support, there will be more confidence to go out and do things.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. And I have to emphasize on this word lah, sorry. Yeah, listen. Yeah, listen to them. Sometimes they can offer the best advice for themselves and for us also,
Yes,
Yeah,
totally agree with you.
please learn to listen and trust them. Yeah, this is very important.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, actually there's something I'm going to mention, but I kind of forgot already. Old age.
Oh, yeah. Next time I put a note.
We were talking about letting go. The last part, what were you talking about? Sorry.
What did we talk about?
You also forgot.
Yeah, but I do want to say that I know as a parent, when you have a child with disability, our first natural instinct is actually go in and protect. It's natural. I don't blame parents at all, because our nature, because that's our child, that's our precious little being that we brought to this world, right? So I totally understand for parents. We all want to protect our children. But while protecting our children, we also need to let them grow and make them stronger, so that in days to come, when they're older, they can learn to be independent. I am pretty sure all parents, I always tell my parents that during my workshop, that all parents want the best thing to happen to their child, right? And as a child, they also want their parents to be proud of them.
That's right.
Right? But the only way of doing, or of that actually ever happening, is actually parents need to sometimes stop and listen to the child. Though we are the adults, but they are also a unique human being. They also have their thoughts. They also have their opinions. They also have their way of doing things. So I think we do want to, as much as we want to protect them, we also need to listen to them and hear what they have to say, because things that go on around them, we interpret the events differently. That I have one child, because we run online classes for some of our students now. The one child having class, then in the background can hear the mom was actually scolding a sibling. And then because of that, he got distracted. His emotions went haywire. Though the scolding was not about him, but he got affected, right? And when that happens, then mom come and scold him, right? So understand that you have to listen to the child. When something happens, doesn't mean that it doesn't affect them, right? They also have their feelings. They also have their thoughts. It's not that they want to throw tantrums. It's not that they want to get upset with you, or they purposely make you angry. And we all know, all children know where to push the button to get parents all upset, right? But
my members also know how to push my buttons.
Ah!
Don't give food to Mofong.
But I know Mofong can find her own food, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, and being that support, being there for them, sometimes is how we actually appreciate them as well.
Yeah. And many times when I say, a lot of them, they are very quiet, or they don't talk, it's not that they are quiet or they don't have opinions to share. It's just that, they always say, I talk, nobody listen.
Yes.
Right. And if they know that if they can speak up, and if the family members do listen to them, they will speak up more. So in the sense also, you know what is happening with them.
Correct.
Whether they are doing naughty stuff, they are doing other stuff, and it's very important, especially at times like this. More of the thing is cyber security, right? Cyberbullying, all those, right? And it's happening a lot. A lot of our members are very tech savvy now. Some of them even better than me. Some also I have to ask them to teach me how to use Instagram.
Okay.
So all these things also is very important. At least anything happen to them, they know there's someone that will listen and they can go and talk to. That's very important. So if they know they have that trust, they say, oh, I speak up, or people listen to me, I will talk.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I speak up, nobody listen.
Actually, when I want to say you raised a very great point. Because listening to them, being thinking that someone actually hear me is the first step of allowing them to actually share. Because it doesn't just happen for our children with learning difficulties, for teenagers. Teenagers, they want to be heard. But every time they say something, they get either not listened to, or parents will come in to tell them that, no, that doesn't work, or you don't know anything. So it kind of like turns them off and shuts them down. So because so when you talk about this, then I know, okay, my next week workshop, I must actually really talk about this, listening to our teens.
You are welcome, Ellie.
Thank you.
And listening is part of the self-efficacy skills, it also applies both ways. It also applies both ways. This also I will have to tell the members, like what I mentioned just earlier on. Yes, like I say, if you want people to listen to you, you also have to learn how to listen to people.
Correct.
It works both ways, lah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things like that. Okay. Okay, so like I say, let's work together. Yeah, like me and you or the family members, we don't work for them. We want to work together with them. We don't make decisions for them. The most is we just support them and inform them. Ultimately, leave all the decisions and choices for them, and that is how we work together to support them. Yeah. So everything also we have to discuss with them and things like that. Yeah, so I think that's the best way lah. Not we make choices for them, yeah. Very important to remember that. So yeah, that's where the listening comes in and the circle of support, yeah. And of course for parents, for us also keep calm and practice self-care. That's very important. Yeah, and yes, that's the end of my session. Q&A. If there's any more questions, not from Andy.
Okay, you want to show your last slide? That's basically how to get in touch with United Voice.
Yes, this is
while we wait for the questions.
Okay, we have a website, unitedvoice.com.my. You can read more information about us there, look at more of our products and things like that. You want to follow our updates with United Voice Malaysia. We actually also have another Facebook page set up for the social enterprise.
Okay.
Malaysia. Maybe next time I should add it in here. You can look for that lah. You can follow those. We also on Instagram, United Voice _Malaysia. And also, of course, our YouTube channel where you can go there and watch the video on Keep. I also did a few live sessions about certain topics last year. So the parents can have a look. There's one topic very interesting. We talk about how to grieve. Oh. If you have lost a loved one, someone passed away, how to grieve. Interesting topic. Yeah. We also had one session where James talked about cyber bullying and how to protect yourself. That's also interesting. You can listen to him. Nice. Yeah, and things like that. So some videos lah, not a lot, only what we did last year on FB. Yeah. So yeah, that's our social media.
Okay. Since no question, then I'm going to ask my question because it's the one of the reason why I decided to bring Morphong on board was because actually because for my story we work with younger kids, right? And ultimately our kids need to be somewhere later on. So we are currently actually supporting parents to also exploring at options. So that's basically why I decided to bring you on board and actually share with our parents so that parents can plan for their children. Like, what can my child do? After 17, usually like typical children, right? After high school, what can my child do? Now, for those who are probably on a higher functioning children, they have no issues with academics per se, right? Then they can go into the typical academic path. So what I'm curious today with Morphong is basically what opportunities are available for my child who are probably more on the lower functioning spectrum, right? And as how I shared with Morphong earlier on, before we actually start the session was, what kind of like reading, writing, you know, parents, because when we talk about academic, it's all about reading, writing, and speaking.
Yeah.
Right. So to what extent, because we can't use SPM or O levels as a benchmark anymore for all these children who are lower functioning. Right. So what would you, you know, how can we, like my story, people like my story, how can we actually support our children in that terms?
Okay. Yeah. Just let you know, academic is not very important with us. You know, we have 100 over members. The amount of members that even pass SPM, you know, let alone have degree or diploma, right? It's only a handful.
Right.
So we actually don't look at their academic thing lah, you know.
Okay.
So we very much would say go for vocational training. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, if you want to prepare them, like I say, what I shared previously, prepare them from young. Okay. Give them a bit of responsibility first, instill it in them. Yeah. Do certain things lah. You know, don't do everything also do for them. Yeah, right. I'm sure you say that for all the children and all those things,
Give
right?
them chores.
Yes, give them chores and then all those things. Don't think that because they are person with disability they cannot do. Yeah. Maybe there might be some various reason that you think they cannot do this chore, they cannot do that chore. Then they might maybe find something easy for them to start with. Right? Don't give them suddenly something so hard that you know they will lose interest already. Then later on all the other chores they say, I don't want to do because it's so hard. I can't do this. Okay, give them something simple first. Slowly gain and build up their confidence. Then you slowly add to that. You know, yeah, and then they will think, then they will slowly say, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Things like that. Yeah. So I think that one can start from young. Yeah, like I say, self-efficacy skill can be practiced from young. Yeah, give them, opportunities to choose. Maybe sometimes you say, do you want to mop the floor or do you prefer to sweep? Things like that. Or things or even when go out to makan, or would you prefer nasi lemak? KFC. Of course, I think they'll always prefer KFC or McDonald's. You know, slowly give them some very little small mini choices that they can make. Things like that. Yeah, start from small and slowly build up. Yeah, then maybe that's the best preparation you can give for them.
So you're saying that even if let's say they don't know how to read and write, that is fine.
That is fine. Yeah. For us, it's not a big thing. No, they don't know how to read and write. Yeah. Yeah, and then after that, I know there's not many vocational training centers in Malaysia, especially for people with disability. Right. Not many. But try to find if there's any place or any centers nearby that they will offer this. You know, then we'll try to enroll them. Vocational training. Yeah.
Right.
Like I say, like I shared, even you say like those I would say I would term them as a higher complex need or low functioning. For example, I will share. I remember. I share about the Sauri, right? He is someone who has a high complex need. Okay, he doesn't really communicate with us. Okay, when I go in, if I say hi to him, he respond back to me. I'm very happy already. You know, he will just he doesn't talk to everyone. You know, he just walk here and there. He sit down, do 5 minutes. He will go to walk here and there and things like that. But he's one of our best Sauri weaver. Okay, in a sense that we have this big machine. Okay, even before you start weaving, the setup is a bit complicated. Even I also cannot do. Yeah, you need to rub a lot of strings. You need to put the string through the hole, you know, to set up the machine. And it's a very complicated process. Sometimes it takes like 2 to 3 days just to set up the machine.
Wow.
So even before you start weaving. Okay, and I tell you, when we teach him, right, now he has no problem doing everything by himself. It's just occasionally we just need to ask him, can you please sit down more and weave? You know, it might take him like 1 month to weave one cloth, you know. But then, you know, Yeah, so does that mean that he's not, yeah, so he's independent doing that. So now he's actually, we have confidence, we even send the whole machine to his house and he just work from home
Ah,
and do that. So
nice.
it's this kind of things lah, just because but he can also read and write lah, just to say right? Just because academic life they can't really perform that well, doesn't mean that all these things they cannot do.
Right.
If you ask me to sell the machine, I also cannot do. We have another member. Just to compare lah. I mean, she's considered very independent, can take own public transport, can go out for a bite, get her own lunch and all those things. But then she also needs supervision. You ask her to set up the machine, cannot one. She also needs supervision. So it doesn't matter they are considered high functioning or low functioning.
Right.
We have to see what's their ability and things like that. So high functioning doesn't mean that they don't need that much support to do certain things. Yeah. So, but I can't answer for all lah. Right? We just have to discover. We just have to see, and cater to what they are able to do. Yeah. So like I say, those not so academic wise not so good. So we have to see, okay, what other things they can do and things. Like I say, our artists, a lot of them also autistic, also what you say, quite low functioning. Yeah, but they can draw. I can't even draw what they draw. Yeah. So this kind of things. Okay. But in reality wise, I would say maybe people for them, reality wise, in the situation in Malaysia now, maybe it's super hard to find employment for them.
Right.
Right? Yeah. So what can we do? So that's why I also share about the social enterprise and about self-employment. So social enterprise also, if you watch Keith, right, also he will share some story about some social enterprise there. It does not have to be one person set up self-employment. Maybe also, I'm sure you heard lah, maybe here also there's a few social enterprise also set up by parents.
Yeah.
You can combine two or three to set up something small and then to do something. So these are different things that we can talk about and to set up for them. I think, and also that's the reason why we set up the social enterprise in the first place, is to cater to these people. Yeah, I mean our social enterprise works both ways. Is to cater to these people we know who are very hard for them to be in open environment, and also provides the vocational training for people come in and then we send them out. Things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Michael. There's a question from Selena. Apart from job training, do members meet up, and what kind of activities do you do when they do meet up?
We do have run once a month social meeting for them. They come to UE, mostly for a lot of members who doesn't work in our social enterprise. They are from working outside all those, but of course now cannot. So we have to bring it online. So do they meet up? Yeah, they do last time, but now we do try to organize the online meetings.
Right.
For them. Yeah.
So for now, the online meetings are once a month?
It has not been happening, but we are trying to sanitize. It's very ad hoc one. Sometimes the online meeting usually we will try to get a volunteer or someone to come and teach them something. Like we did have some art therapy session earlier this year on, because we managed to get a volunteer. But now don't have, then we stop for a while, and then now I managed to get my trainer to do some trainings, ad hoc training.
Okay.
Things like that. I also run like a self-efficacy awareness training. Try to do it twice a year. I only did it once.
KPI not met. Your bosses here know. More KPI not met.
Okay, I'll run one next month, boss. Okay. These are maybe for the newer members who are not so aware about what is self-efficacy and things like that. It's kind of awareness lah, so at least they know that they can do all these things like that. So sometimes we do have ad hoc stuff lah here and there. Yeah. So one of the struggle we have now lah, I mean during the COVID, is of course getting our members to meet up physically, and I think that's very important for them. So for UV, we do provide that space for them to come back, meet their friends and stuff, but of course now cannot. So it has to be online, no? But you know what? Online also works for some. We do have some older members or some members who we never seen them come for the physical meeting, but they don't mind going online. You know, so it was both ways. It was both ways. I think they do need that physical meet, but sometimes online just works for some of them. Yeah, and I just want to say the social part, right, is I mean, for us, right, I have a lot of family members who come and say, okay, I want my son, my child to be social. I want them to socialize.
Yeah.
It does not work that way. I'm sure you agree. It does not work that way. We should not push our expectation of okay, this person must socialize, must make friends, must make eye contact, must do all this. It does not work that way. We do have members when we had the physical meeting, they come, they just sit at one corner. They just sit at one corner. But we are fine with that because they come, even though they will say hi, you know, blah blah blah. But they just don't want to interact so much. They just want to be there and see their friends. Which is fine. We don't force them to, hey, can you please do that? Can you please go and say hi? Can you please, you know, interact? Susah ni.
Stress.
I tell you, we had online therapy session, yeah, and we have this member who always come on, but then she never takes part in the online therapy session. She never takes part, you know, when we ask them to draw or what, right? She never want. All she do is just walk around the house. Sometimes she just falls asleep on the couch. We can see her sleeping. And things, you know. But I say, no, yeah, it's fine. Do we force them? I mean, of course we tried. Initially we did try. I say, oh, can you please next time get ready? You know, we won't, you know, then you can join. We did try, but of course she chose not to. But it's okay, it's fine because she just want to go online and be with her friends. That's it.
I think that's what she wants, perhaps. Just be there.
Yeah. So these are fine. Sorry, I'm sharing from a point of view of an introvert. Yeah.
I do that too. Okay,
Yeah.
I actually have one sharing from Jacinta. Jacinta said, my son is 15-year-old autistic boy. I'm doing graphic design and printing. I plan to practice him in this line. I don't know how to do this step by step. My son is also doing a little bit about typesetting and editing in Photoshop. Can you give me some idea to build him in this line?
Okay. First of all, is he interested in this line?
I think that's a very important question.
Yeah. If he's interested, then just slowly train him, and see. But don't force him. Yeah. See how what else can he do? Yeah. And things like that. If he's interested, yeah.
I think especially for our children with special needs or a person with learning difficulty, a lot of times it's actually figuring out their interest.
Yeah.
Right.
But saying that also, I would say sometimes they might need that push. I do that to my members. Sometimes I say, okay, no surrogacy, I need to push you. then only they know how far they can go. Okay, yeah. But we have to be careful with that, lah. Yeah. We need to push them to see how far they can go and how what is acceptable for them. Yeah. So I will not say don't entirely say, okay, I'm not interested. You know, but then you try to get them to try out first. Lah. Yeah. Things like that. I know it's you know it's difficult. It's not easy. Yeah, it's a lot of try out first, and things like that. Push them, don't push them. Let go, don't let go. You know?
Yeah, but it's a lot about pushing them, and yet we kind of like have a safety net there to catch them when they actually fall. But if you push them and they kind of like caught fire and they're willing to put in their own effort, so it's a lot about giving them the exposure to go and explore, because especially our children with special needs, sometimes they are very rigid, like, you know, I only want this, I don't want something else.
That's right.
And we know that particular path may not be something that will end up somewhere for them, right? So as parents, as you know, people who are in this field, we want to give our children exposure. And then from the exposure, we go and discover, and hopefully they can then eventually make a choice of their own. So for Jacinta, if you're talking about he does typesetting, he does editing Photoshop, if he's still interested in doing that, you know, you have the right skill to actually kind of like teach him. But also at the same time, knowing what else is possible for him, exploring other areas as well, because he may not like graphic design, but he may like something that is relevant in that field. So teaching him the skill, but also at the same time allowing him to go out there and explore. Eventually, if you're going to build that as a career, then it's pretty much probably setting up, they call it what, gig platform now, where you can do a lot of freelancing. There's a lot of platform out there like Fiverr and whatever not that you can actually go and create income for him in that field if that is something that he's interested in later on. But since he's only 15, there are still time. Give him time to actually go and explore.
Yeah, at the age, yeah.
Yeah, I do think that because for children like that, we do need to allow them a bit more time. Today he may not be interested. Who knows? 3 months down the road, he became interested. So and for our children, somehow or rather, YouTube plays a lot of role. You know, exposing the different field within graphic design through your YouTube videos, like seeing how other people are doing it, right? That might actually spark their interest as well. So as much as we want to teach them the skill, we also want to give them environment where they can actually grow. Yeah. Oh, we are actually 12:07. Okay.
So one last thing that I want to mention. I mean, you see me use a lot. I mean you see the word independence used a lot. But I would say further university, we have to recognize that they need lifelong support. So I would say full. I would say okay, they have certain amount of independence, but I would say full independence. Ultimately, no matter what, they still need support. They still need support, even if you want to say those more independent, high functioning, right? Yeah, they still need support. So I mean the word I will use is interdependent lah, right? Ultimately, they still need the support. That's why I say build that support, the circle of support for them is very important. Yeah, don't say, oh, okay, teach them to be independent, okay lah, let them be. Don't support them anymore. But I think they still, like, no matter how old they are, how independent they are, they still need some sort of support from us. Yeah.
Thank you very much. If there's no other question, thank you, Mo Feng. Thank you for coming on my
Thank you for
story.
listening to me. Yeah.
Next up, I'll hook you up and get James and probably a few of your other members to actually.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be good for my members to share. Yeah. Yeah. So those of you who are here, yeah, please take note. Yeah. To my bosses.
I said, this year KPI, appraisal time, got meet or not?
I do the appraisal.
Oh no. Okay, never mind. We'll think about that separately.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Yeah, parents and all who have listened. Yeah. Yeah. I hope it gives a clearer picture, and it's something I can look forward to. That it's possible. It's possible for them. It's just that we just need to find ways. Like I always share. People always ask us, "Oh, what's the main? How do you support them?" I say each of them are very individual. We have to recognize that individuality, and yes, the support can be the same for a lot of them, but each of them needs some specific support. Yeah, and we just need to find all those things. There's no one sure way to do it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Thank
everyone, for joining us this Saturday morning. Enjoy your lunch and have a great weekend.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you.